أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear friends, welcome to DEA Foundation Forum. Today we will discuss the research topic Ibadaat for Social Coherence. In the last lecture, we discussed the impact of Ibadaat in promoting personal coherence and resilience of the man. Social coherence of a society or a group, in fact, is the collective coherence of its constituting members. During the last 5-6 decades, hard science has explored interesting facts regarding radiation of the heart outside the body. Radiation of the heart outside the body. Number 2, electrophysiology of intuition. And number 3, scope of the heart's magnetic field in carrying information to other people. It is found that larger is the number of people creating heart-centered states of care, love, and compassion. A more coherent electromagnetic environment will it generate. Under such environment, human emotions and consciousness interact with the geomagnetic field and feed information into it. And this information is further communicated intuitively among people at a subconscious level, which links all living systems and influences collective consciousness as well. Through its findings, very important, through its findings on cardio-electromagnetic communication, science in fact has acknowledged sanctity and utility of the mosque, pilgrimage of Kaaba, congregational prayers, and such other institutions and practices of Islam, which are generally discussed under Ibadaat, are pillars of Islam. With the perspective of stated scientific discoveries, we will now focus on the impact of Ibadaat on social coherence for the common well-being of the society. Dear friends, while appointing the man his vicegerent, Allah intended the man to submit to his oneness and absolute sovereignty. It was what the angels were already doing well. The same thing. Thus, the man as his vicegerent was additionally assigned to emulate Allah's affairs, His attributes on the earth. Precisely, Allah's attributes reveal His creation and governance mechanism of the universe. Thus, the same role was assigned to the man within the earthly domain. Allah is the creator. The man is assigned the role of procreation of his posterity. Allah has established balance and peace in the universe. The man is desired to establish worldly society in justice and peace. Allah adds to glory of the universe every day. Kulla yawmin huwa fi shan. So the man is desired to beautify the earth perpetually, continuously. Allah is the sustainer of the universe. He is designer and innovator, as Ayat 24 of Surah Al-Hashr says, listen, Huwallahul Khaliqul Bari'ul Musawwir. This means He is Allah, the creator, the inventor, the fashioner. Just imagine. Thus the man is desired to be innovative, creative, and productive for the well-being of the humanity. These are the preconditions of vicegerency and building blocks of a coherent society. Coherent society. The man has been given free personality and remarkable physical, intellectual, and spiritual abilities to cater for this great task. How nicely the man will perform this role in this life will determine his placement in the hereafter. Thus, Ibadaat are the ladder to rise up the steep hill of the world of test and trial, as beautifully described in ayat 10 to 18 of Surah Al-Balad. Please look at the screen to know the real spirit of Islam, which lies in the performance of social obligations. Dear friends, there are 6 articles of faith and 5 pillars of Islam. 6 articles of faith and 5 pillars of Islam. These pillars are Tawheed, prayer, fasting, zakat, and Hajj. These constitute primary and obligatory ibadat. These have 4-dimensional roles in the man's life. 4-dimensional roles. Firstly, ibadat train, groom the performers to build a coherent, faithful society working together for collective well-being, justice, equity, peace, prosperity, and protection of human rights without distinction of culture, color, and race, focusing on glorious reward of the hereafter. Secondly, Ibadat must deepen the faith of the performer, finding the heartfelt clarity of Allah's proximity and His absolute authority on the universe. That frees the man, make him independent, make him free, frees the man of all the fears in life and adorn him, decorate him with sublime personality, great personality, as revealed in ayat 205, 206 of Surah Al-Araf. So thirdly, Ibadat groom a great human character, groom, develop, promote a great human character reflecting Allah's attributes that contributes to build a coherent society faithful to the cause of Allah. You follow my point? Piety lies in takhlaku bi ikhlaqillah. What is piety? Righteousness. So piety lies in takhlaku bi ikhlaqillah, which means cultivate Allah's attributes in your own self. This is the way the man gets closer to Allah. This stage is described in ayat 24 of Surah Al-Anfal. Study it at some convenient time. Fourthly, as has been desired in Ayat 24 of Surah Tawbah. Love for Allah must get preference. Love for Allah must get preference over the dearest relatives. Who are dearest relatives? Son, father, mother. Allah should be loved more than all these relatives and more than earthly belongings and personal interests for the cause of Allah, which desires the man to establish justice, peace, and goodness for well-being of the society. Thus, the life of a true performer must manifest these four embellishments, decorations, to serve the purpose of Ibadat. To serve the purpose of Ibadat. Ibadat, in fact, is a perpetual training, course to keep the Muslims tuned for the mutual coherence and well-being. So, dear friends, all the 5 pillars of Islam motivate Muslims for sharing miseries and pleasures of the community together. For that, the Muslims have been directed, not advised, directed to remain united in all circumstances and not to be divided into sects as revealed in Ayat 103 of Surah Al Imran in the words. Listen, what a beautiful message it is. وَأَتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Listen once again. وَأَتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. What is the meaning? And hold firmly to the rope of Allah, the Quran, all together, and do not become divided into sects. Thus, every Muslim must know. Listen my words, rather the words of Quran. Thus, every Muslim must note the Quran leaves no room for sects or religious divisions. The mosque and Kaaba are the wonderful institutions for spiritual and social coherence of the Muslim society. The mosque is a symbol of unity at community level, at local level, whereas Kaaba is the symbol of unity for the Muslim community on the whole, universally, globally. Besides the spiritual aspects are very important. Besides the spiritual aspects, prime purpose of Ibadat and congregations at the mosque and Kaaba is to promote opportunities of cooperation for mutual benefits and collective well-being of the community. The wealthy people, the wealthier find opportunity to address deprivations of the poor and oppressed fellow beings. Thus, through these institutions, society moves from quid pro quo, a favor for a favor, which means a favor for a favor, to higher standards of benevolence and passing through socio-economic equilibrium reaches to a stage of social stability, well guarded against various social evils. You are following my point? So, dear friends, Good deeds and positive conduct groomed by Ibadaat have been the core of the prophetic mission to establish a just, peaceful, and growing society materially as well as intellectually, ensuring complete submission to Allah's will and well being of humanity. It is, in fact, the purpose of the man's creation. The prophets were assigned to establish faith, justice, and balance in the personal life of each individual so as to bring about poise and equilibrium in his mind, his character, his conduct, and in his dealings. They also wanted, the prophets, they also wanted to establish the whole system of human society on justice so that both the individual and the society should coherently, should harmoniously assist and cooperate with each other in their spiritual, moral, and material well being instead of being a hindrance and obstacle. Neurocardiology today tells that the emotions in which someone is entrapped pull him down deep into a quagmire due to rigid emotional patterns from where recovery becomes very difficult. Ayat 24 to 26 of Surah Ibrahim, displayed on the screen, very beautifully describe how such perpetuity of our deeds prevail, which remind us the significance of preferring good deeds in our social life. The objective of the prophetic mission was to release the mankind from such traps of negative inclinations and evil deeds and promote a coherent and peaceful society based on faith and other positive emotions for the well-being of the humanity. So, in view of essential need for building a coherent and peaceful society, the Quran has revealed great importance to socio-economic equity and human rights. Wherever the Quran speaks of the faith, listen and focus. Wherever the Quran speaks of the faith, it is coupled with good deeds aimed at societal well-being. Like several other verses of the Quran, Surah Baqarah and Al-Balad dilate upon the great significance of the rights of the mankind for the success here and salvation in the hereafter. Economic equilibrium promotes social cohesion and national stability, addressing class hatred and poverty-based social risks. Social peace and order require redressal of social disequilibrium, economic inequalities, and deprivations caused by interest-based capitalist financial systems, leading to extreme concentration of wealth. Communism happened to challenge this private concentration of wealth, but failed very badly, as it deprived the economic systems of their efficiency and innovation, which had been empirically the characteristic of the private business. Thus, the Quranic philosophy of prosperity, on the one hand, reaps the benefits of capitalism by weeding out its evils, by negating the institution of interest and melting down the concentration of wealth through implementing the collection of obligatory zakat and encouraging charity through Qur'anic persuasion. On the other hand, it takes care of human needs in totality by giving integrated solution of social justice, equity, peace, prosperity, and freedom from fears and social risks. So, dear friends, zakat and charity are two very strong tools for diluting the concentration of wealth in favor of communal well-being and coherence, addressing societal economic disparities and social disequilibrium. Zakat is an obligatory fixed per annum charge of 2.5% on wealth to be transferred from affluent wealthy segment of society to needy segment of society defined in the Quran, leaving no choice of misuse. Thus, besides diluting the negative effects of concentration of wealth, zakat creates a spiritual partnership between the giver and the recipient. Both feel urged for the well-being of each other. This psychic feeling brings them closer in the community matters. They become trustee of each other's life and interest. Thus, instead of class hatred based social risks, social threats, social peace and environment of mutual cooperation are promoted. Such societal cohesion plays catalytic role in the peace and progress of the society and frees its individuals from many fears of the modern age. The Quran says zakat spending, expenditure through zakat. Zakat spending is to bringing hearts together. Spending of zakat brings hearts together. Wal muallafati qulubuhum, as ayat 60 of Surah Toba says. So, Ibadaat in all aspects, in every aspect, guide the man as a good citizen of his society. Quranic institutions on social obligations and personal conduct build a strong mindset for collective interests. It eliminates every kind of injustice from society, safeguards every aspect of civilization and social life against extremism. It establishes correct balance and equity in all spheres of collective life, so that all citizens of the Islamic society should receive their rights equitably, justly, and fulfill their obligations and duties responsibly, eagerly. 5-time collective prayers, fasting, institution of zakat and charity, international congregation of Hajj, all provide opportunity to share each other's concern, mutual support and assistance, and also collective approach to emerging challenges and opportunities. Even for a righteous life, very important. Please focus on the words. Even for a righteous life, life of piety, the Quran has made the service to humanity as an integral part of faith and Ibadaat. The man is desired to establish a balance in his efforts for success in the life here and salvation in the hereafter. Above all, he has been told that the love of Allah lies in the love of humanity, as explained in Ayat 77 of Surah Al-Qasas, shown on the screen. Thus it all describes the Quranic concern for social coherence and integrity. Dear friends, we conclude our discussion here. These programs are recorded both in Urdu and English. Their videos can be watched on ideafoundation.com.pk website or its YouTube channel and Facebook. Their written versions are also available on the Idea Foundation's website. Please note code number of this program, Idea 1B R20 or lecture number 117. All friends are requested to subscribe the Foundation's YouTube web channel for the benefit of this noble cause. Thank you friends for participation. Allah Hafiz.